and I worked in a nightclub for a little while as, a waiter, but I danced on the side a little. Um, but, I got pretty tired of that, so I started training and worked as an EMT for a while, maybe about a year or so. And, you know, I got tired of, working a regular job. So now I guess my unofficial occupation is a motivational speaker or maybe kind of a religious leader. And, even though I'm in prison now, I still work from prison, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what's the longest that you've ever had a job?
Probably a couple of years, maybe 2 years.
Okay. And would you say that you typically respond appropriately to supervisors, your coworkers, and like pressures at work?
Oh no.
Okay, why not?
I think that in every job that I've ever had, too many personal conflicts are involved. I think that my relationships always seem to get in the way of my work. I have a really hard time separating work from my personal life.
Okay. Have you ever been fired from a job?
That's a really loaded question. I've gotten sort of fired a few times.
Okay. Why'd you get fired?
That's a little awkward. So I was almost shot when I worked as a cashier because I was caught having a physical relationship with my boss. I don't really want to go any further on that. I was discharged from the military after I did some stuff.
Okay.
And then, when I worked as an EMT, I was just in a really bad headspace. I definitely wasn't thinking straight. I worked around a lot of mentally ill people, and one time I was in the back of an ambulance, and the lady, she was just screaming and begging me to let her go and let her out of her restraint. She promised me that she was fine, and I believed her, and I let her go, and she, ran from the back of the ambulance, and we couldn't find her after that. I didn't get fired, per se, but, it still wasn't good.
Okay. So do you have significant problems handling money?
I mean, you can't, every poor kid has problems handling money, but I can't really have problems handling money when I don't really have any money.
Right. Okay. Do you know if you crawled, walked, or talked when you were supposed to?
I mean, I guess so. I don't really know. I don't really have a lot of contact with my mom. Okay. But, I mean, I guess I turned out all right.
Okay. Have you ever suffered from a head injury or loss of consciousness?
I mean, probably.
Okay. Are you currently being treated for any physical illnesses or injuries?
No.
Okay. And are you taking any medications right now for physical? Okay. So this is going to be a kind of heavy topic, so if you don't want to answer any of the questions, you don't have to. Don't feel pressured, but try to answer them the best you can.
Yeah,
so have you ever been physically abused?
I mean, my dad was kind of a drunk. I mean, he definitely hit me a few times. He didn't mean it, though. I mean, what can you do?
Okay. Have you ever been sexually abused?
Nah.
Okay. Have you ever been emotionally abused?
I mean, like, who hasn't? Yeah.
Okay.
I've had a lot of abusive partners.
Okay. And now we're just going to go over your substance use. So, so we're going to start with alcohol. When would you say that you started drinking alcohol?
Oh, God. kid, probably.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe 10 or 11.
Okay. And how often would you say that you use alcohol?
Many times a week, you
Yeah.
know. It varied,
Okay.
sometimes a little, sometimes a lot, but usually it was a lot.
Okay. Okay. Do you smoke cigarettes?
Oh, yeah,
Okay. How often would you say?
every day.
Okay. Do you smoke marijuana?
Not so much anymore. I mean, pretty hard to come by in prison, but I definitely have. I think that I probably started smoking marijuana around the same time that I started drinking alcohol. You know, I probably haven't in the last year or so.
Okay. Have you ever used cocaine?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. How often, before you were in prison, would you say that you used?
I don't know. When I worked as a waiter, I did cocaine pretty often, but on average, probably about once a week.
Okay. Have you ever done opiates?
Yeah.
Okay. Frequent or?
I don't really know. A lot of the heavier stuff, you know, like opiates, amphetamines, it's really hard to say. I mean, like I said, I worked in a nightclub and stuff came in and out of there all the time.
Okay.
Sometimes I didn't really have a choice in the matter. I just kind of did them.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I didn't even really know what was happening. But, you know, it's really hard to say. All of that is kind of fuzzy.
Okay. So would you say the same thing about like hallucinogens, amphetamines, and sedative or hypnotic drugs? Same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
All of those.
Gotcha. Do you have like your substance-related usage? Would you say that it causes like your family and friends to be concerned about you, or maybe acting out a little bit, or?
Yeah, I mean, I tell them not to be that concerned about me. Like, I can handle myself, but I mean, it definitely concerned them. I acted out a lot, you know, before I went to prison. I didn't always know where I was or what I was doing. I tended to black out a lot. I would get violent, angry. Sometimes it was really hard to calm me down. I mean, I can accept it now. Like, I know that what I did wasn't great, but you know, it's all of those for sure.
Have you ever been treated for substance abuse?
No.
Okay. So, do you have any current charges against you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in jail.
Yes. Yeah. Well, what are those charges that you have?
It's stupid, really. I identify as homosexual, and I sort of kind of blew up a van in protest against this like stupid conversion therapy. You know, it was really stupid, and you know, I really wanted to make a statement. You know, I really wanted to say something. In hindsight, maybe I wasn't exactly in my right mind, but I mean, can't really do anything about it now.
Is that the type of action that you would see yourself normally doing, or was that out of character for you, do you think?
I mean, it's pretty hard to define normal for me. Sometimes I feel great and I do stuff like, blow up bands. And sometimes I'm pretty depressed. But I guess that goes to say sometimes it feels normal. I know it's not normal, but it feels normal at the time.
Okay. So does your family have any history of mental illness?
Oh yeah, tons of that.
Okay.
My mom was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. You know, I didn't know it pretty well, but I did know that. My dad has really serious substance abuse problems, especially with alcohol. I've never really known a time that he wasn't drinking.